This one's gonna be way more direct, you feel me? Because now I know I done warmed up a little bit. Word. So what's good, everybody? We back with another episode of Blunt Talk. I got my OG Wally here. You know, we're gonna talk about a whole lot of stuff, but first introduce yourself, gang.
Like you said, my name is Wally. From the old school. I'm here to try to answer a couple of questions that he had for me, and we're gonna move it on.
Alright, so moving along real quick, bro. You ever seen my show before?
No.
Damn. Where I mean, is that just like cause like you not like adept to YouTube or like you be on the internet a lot?
I be on the internet, but I be on TikTok and Facebook.
No, that's crazy. You be on Facebook, you don't be on like Twitter or nothing?
No, I don't do
Cause you
Twitter.
know what they say about Facebook, right?
No.
Yeah, Facebook just for old people now.
Word.
Where
I'm
it
old.
the shit been for old people for like 15 years
Oh,
now.
word.
Word
Nah,
too,
I like
bro.
Facebook because Facebook get me in touch with a lot of people that I lost in touch with and this and that. So like people I grew up, they see me on Facebook and then they'll punch me up and this and that. So that's a good thing. To me, that's almost like you know the yellow pages.
I'm crying.
You probably don't even know what the yellow
In
pages
the
is.
phone book, right?
No, the yellow pages is the phone book.
Now that's crazy.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Word. So no cap, like, all right. So like, you do be on like social media. You never thought about like, getting like an Instagram or nothing like that?
Yeah. My Facebook account is enough for me.
I say that.
And I used to be on it all the time, and I still be on it. But I just get a kick out of the crazy shit that's on there. Like my favorite one is there's a woman up there. She's Caucasian, and talking about they interviewing her, and she said, "Yeah, I could get anybody I wanted to get." And I mean, this she looked like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
That's
And
crazy.
then the little kid comes on and says, "A bullshit, a bullshit, a bull." Yeah, that shit kills me, man. So that's why I be on there, cause it make me laugh.
I'm crying.
I remember when I first started on there. The guy used to work with us at the job. He said, "Yo, Kenny, don't be on no TikTok, man." I didn't pay him no mind. So this was about 9 o'clock at night. When I lift my head up, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. I was ODing on that thing, man,
Just
and
scrolling.
and I almost like kicking a cigarette habit. I had to kick it from watching TikTok because that shit was hilarious to me.
So I had to
But
delete the app and everything.
yeah,
Like,
not to delete the app, but I do it moderately now. Mostly when I'm at nighttime, like 12 o'clock at night when I'm getting ready to go to bed. That's when I get on it because it usually put me to sleep. So
so like, all right. So you say you be on TikTok. So you ever heard about like the hundred men versus the gorilla John?
yes,
Word. So like, you think 100 men could beat a gorilla? Because I think it's gonna be rough, but like at like 90, we gonna get it done. We gonna have like 4 or 5 people left.
like I said, it's going on to the circumstances. If you ask 100 men right now, would they fight a gorilla? They're gonna tell you no. But what I'm telling you is that any given circumstance, if I'm in the woods and I have to survive as 100 of us, we're gonna do what we gotta do to kill that motherfucking gorilla. I
He
don't
said
know.
it's either me or you, and I'm
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
choosing
straight,
me.
yeah, straight like that, straight like that.
I'm crying. He said somebody go for the eyes. I'm gonna hold.
Right,
I'm gonna
right,
hold down
right.
his legs.
Everybody assigned to one thing, man. Don't get me wrong. There's gonna be casualties.
Yeah, I was about to say somebody
But
got to be a
yeah,
meat
but
bag.
but there's casualties of war, and right now it's a war, me or the gorilla.
What if everybody's like, I want to live. I want to live to see the gorilla die though.
What do you mean? I don't understand that.
Like, what if it's like I don't want to die though?
No, it's not. It's not like we're gonna pick straws and just throw somebody out there. We all gonna just attack the one at one time, the gorilla at one time, and doing that, somebody gonna get it. It's just if we do it collectively, still somebody's gonna get it.
Nah,
So
I ain't
just
gonna hold
hope and pray that you're not that one guy. So that's what it is.
Nah, I'm crying. I'm smacked. I ain't gonna hold you. This
That's
weed, this
crazy.
weed kicking in now.
Yeah, of course it is. That's what it's supposed to do.
True, right on time.
I wish what you call it was here because I got some gummies, man.
What?
Yeah, I got some nice gummies, man.
I say shoot. I might have to purchase some of those.
Yeah. I got some of
Shoot.
those too, man.
But speaking back on culture, I work with you or whatever, so that's how we got this interview set up. So I feel like you pretty tapped in with like modern day culture. So like how you stay in the loop, at your age, no disrespect. I was right there. You want to take a
No,
pause? All right.
by society, by social media. Just and like I said, I learn from anybody and everybody. Why would I just you know just information that's out there, and I'm gonna always want to go get it because I like to debate. But when you debate with me, I'm gonna do all the paperwork in my head, and I'm gonna come at you. By the way, LeBron done.
All right, wait. Before we get into this, we gonna take the first video break. We going
Okay.
since he want to debate, we gonna have a debate section right after his video. You feel me? So tune in for that, and thanks for clicking this video. We'll be right back.
Yeah,
30
I
men
went
could beat
to.
up Mike Tyson, so 100 could definitely murk a gorilla. But Tyson would physically ruin at least one and probably some of those men. And that's where the problem's at. Let's break it down. Gorillas are non-violent and actually go out of their way to avoid conflict. 100 men pulling up for smoke would have this energy. And speaking of energy, gorillas have terrible endurance. They fight the way the fades they run are like how they're hung, not long at all. You have to remember, the main thing that made humans such a nightmare for the thumbless was the power of friendship and stamina. The gorilla's liable to catch a heart attack. Also, I'm gonna be real with you, y'all overrate gorillas by an insane degree. I know that because this right here should have never been a debate. A gorilla's not finna run through 100 men, and also, y'all talking like this a movie fight scene. This ain't 100 one-on-ones, this 1 on 100. Jujutsu Kaisen level jumping's the only outcome. One hyena to a lion is a chew toy. 20 is a life lesson. Now, there's a catch. Gorillas have a stronger bite force than a grizzly bear, and a gorilla batter arm to the back would probably crack your constitution like a glow stick. This is what 100 people looks like. 100 men could kill a gorilla. 100 men could not kill a gorilla without some meeting Batman's parents, especially if the gorilla's fighting for its life. Someone's getting their eyes gouged out, someone's getting their arm bit through, and someone's gonna be able to use Face ID 20 feet away. Now it's a question of altruism over ability. The bystander effect would do numbers, and no one's gonna want to be the guy to get KIA'd at first contact. So to recap, 100 men could kill a gorilla. 100 men wouldn't kill a gorilla, they get sabotaged by self-preservation. The gorilla would be overwhelmed or at some point exhausted, but not before getting absolutely medieval on some unlucky men. And we have strayed so far from the days of Harambe. The more you know, for now.
We back, you feel me? And this gonna be a little debate hypothetical segment before we get out of here. So I ain't gonna hold you. First thing I wanna break you down on Jordan to LeBron.
Without a doubt, Michael Jordan. I mean, that's not a question that somebody should even ask me or ask anybody in that case.
I'm gonna give you your time.
I mean, Jordan did everything, man. LeBron been there so many years, this and that. He had to get Jordan's number, this and that. I could go on and on, man. The crazy thing is that you can't call yourself the GOAT. The people gotta call you the GOAT.
Everybody calls Bron the GOAT.
Nobody calls LeBron the GOAT. Nobody, unless they from the age of 12
To
to 30.
42.
To 30.
42.
And even the young generation would tell you because they done seen clips, they done heard about Jordan, they done watched movies about Jordan, everything,
I
and they'll
literally
tell you.
seen Grayson Allen do the exact same layup Jordan is iconic for.
Who?
Grayson Allen. White
Rachel,
white boy on the Phoenix Suns.
I don't know who that is.
Exactly. And he
You
did
know,
he did the same layup Jordan did. That's one of his like legendary highlights.
basketball now is weak. During my time, if you didn't come back from the game with a black eye,
That's
you didn't do
crazy.
shit
That's crazy. That's
because
not
that's what it was about.
that's not basketball though, bro.
That
Like
is basketball.
that's
If
fighting.
you
Like
go in prison, it's the same way.
but like NBA players should play prison ball.
No, I'm just saying, don't cry. It's a physical game.
Ain't nobody crying though. Like you saw the one play.
I never seen.
You ain't see the Rockets in the you ain't see the Rockets in the Golden State
No,
series.
I never seen the media. go against Michael Jordan like they do LeBron. Everything they said about Michael Jordan,
Cause I
that
ain't
made
hold
him
you.
the go-to who he is today.
LeBron is flawless, so they have to talk bad about him, bro.
No, you sit
They
up.
literally,
He,
he literally don't make no mistakes.
wait a
What
minute.
mistakes has he ever made?
He's
Going to
flawless.
Miami? Oh, my
What?
team sucks, so I want a better team.
Stay with me. He's flawless, but he
He,
just lost 3 games to 1. I can't understand that.
all right, well,
That couldn't have been Michael.
Michael wouldn't even have been in that position.
Uh,
He would have been losing. He wouldn't have made the playoffs. He wouldn't have
what
won no 50 games at 40 years old.
what really got me when he stood up there in the interview and he sat there and said that he was the best player ever.
He is.
You crazy? You got old timers way better than him, man.
Who?
Back in the days,
LeBron
man.
smoking Julius Irving.
Nate
He's
Archibald,
smoking
Julius
him. He's
Irvin,
smoking him.
this and that. But people used to love watching the NBA. Look, they gotta give out free beer and shit. Just to get the people to come in and watch NBA now.
That's crazy. Not.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, sooner or later they're
I
gonna
ain't
give
gonna
out
hold you.
free joints.
People be tuning in to every game. I ain't gonna hold you. It be the pirate, and that's what it be. Cause
No, man.
cable and all that. It's just tough nowadays. So
Um, there's more players that got more respect than LeBron.
who
The,
LeBron?
the man
He
that just beat him, Ant Man.
he don't got more respect than LeBron. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. He he got some clout for that. I'm not gonna lie. I can't really say anything. My feelings is hurt. I don't know.
But
It's kind of hard to debate. It's kind of hard for me
check
to
this.
say he the goat when he just lost.
I
Like
talk shit when I play somebody because I already know I could beat them because I done sized them up in every aspect. Trust me.
mm,
So I'm sure of myself. So if I make a predicament, this is what's gonna happen. How can you make a predicament that you're the best player that ever played the game and everything else and this and that, and you just got shitted on?
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna make no excuses. Niggas
There's no
lost.
excuse.
Niggas lost.
Yo, this guy, the Michael been with one team. Well, the Wizards too, and then he wound up buying them. But LeBron been on every different team. He has to get every 3, 2 number 1 players to rock. He can't do it by himself. He can't. Uh, he just trash. He flop. He flopped like crazy. Talking about, oh, we don't do that. I just seen something on TikTok about they was asking him. He said, oh, we don't teach people to flop. His teammates. I
We
said,
don't.
yo, you the king of flop.
Nah, we
That's what
don't.
you're the king of.
Nah, he be absorbing contact.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah, but he can't take contact. And he's so melodramatic about it, man. I mean, he like run down the whole thing, this and that. But look, let's check this out. I'm gonna try to go on every aspect. Uh,
He a better scorer.
the game is still going on, right? How you walk out? What kind of showmanship is that, man?
What you mean?
You walk out and go to the locker room before the game is over.
Like how much time is left?
It don't matter what time is. You're supposed to stay to the end of the game.
Why am I?
Shake. That's why in college they make them
But we
line up
but we
and.
grown, bro. Like I don't. I lost. I'm trying to get out of here for the media to get all up in my face.
But that's your job. That's your
I
job.
can't take a minute to regulate. Like
Listen, man, you should have
I
been
just
regulated when your ass was sitting on the bench doing nothing so your team wouldn't have lost. That's what you should have
I
regulated,
ain't gonna
man.
hold you. This is a losing. This is a losing argument. I ain't gonna hold you.
I don't know, man. Nah, but I would have liked him if he wasn't a crybaby, man.
Mm,
And I don't respect that, man. And if you gonna say something, go out there and do it. Michael Jordan say he gonna bust your ass, he gonna go out there and do what he say he gonna do. If he gonna win this championship, he gonna go out there and do it. LeBron done did that and failed.
that's crazy.
And felt and failed. Um, if he would have just shut his mouth and this and that, then everything would have been fine. You cannot go on national TV and say that you're the best player that ever played. Michael Jordan never said that in his life. In his life, he never said he was the best player. This that because why? You take from the people that got you where you at, that broke the color barrier and this and that. You put them in a bad place, man. Because without them, it wouldn't been no NBA. Remember, they had two leagues, NBA and the ABA. Julius Irvin came from the ABA because he was a star over there and came to the NBA. But what I'm saying to you is that's like whatever your father has accomplished, right? Back then, now made you the person who you are, and then you be arrogant enough to say that you was better than your father.
But I ain't gonna hold you. My dad would want me to be better than him, though.
Of course, but not in that way.
What you mean?
He wants you to excel in everything you do. But when you start opening your mouth and saying shit that really, you shouldn't be saying, your father won't want you to
Oh
do
yeah, no, that's a fact. He wouldn't want me to
that.
be arrogant.
There's two things that God said that if you could control, you're guaranteed heaven.
Hmm.
So now ask me what those two things are.
What are those two things?
Your private parts
Mm-hmm.
and your mouth. It's in the Quran. It's in the Bible. If you could guard those two things, you guarantee because those are the first two things that will get you in trouble in life.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just think about it.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see
People,
that.
you say something wrong, punch them ready to eat you up, man. Punch you right in your mouth. You know, you disrespect them, this and that. So your mouth is filthy.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to correct the way we talk to people and this and that. But I don't know, man.
And
It's just impossible for me to. There's nothing about LeBron James I like.
he said, ending statement.
And I got a pair of sneakers, brand new, of LeBron James with the Lakers colors. Now that they lost, I'm getting ready to go to the park, put some lighter fluid on it, and set it afire.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And nobody can say nothing. Why? Because he used to it. They did it in Cleveland, and he still went back there and played for them. My dude. I look at LeBron James, I look at Samuel L. Jackson and Django.
I'm crying.
That's no lie. That's the way I feel.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the way I feel.
True.
But I'm entitled to my opinion. I'm not
That's a
saying my
fact. Like
shit
I
etched in
said,
stone.
that was a loser argument on my case because he did just lose.
Yeah.
But one last question. Let me pick your brain before you get out of here.
Okay.
All right. Word. So, what do you think of this generation of men? You feel me? Because there's like a lot of talk about how men aren't really men anymore. Like
Good question.
how they sassy now, like how they don't really know how to treat
Good,
women. Is that and the
good question.
third?
Good question. Um, I'm saying like 85% of the young men now are off the meat rack.
Straight knuckleheads.
There's a lot of knuckleheads in that equation, but there's a lot just do dumb shit. Um, you know, they becoming fathers. They don't want to take care of their kids. They doing that. They come up here, they find them a little snow bunny, right? That got an apartment. They move into her apartment, and then they, screw around with everybody else. Uh, I've been left this town long time ago. Been in here 36 years, but I wasn't leaving my son. Why? Because it was my job to make sure to guide him the right way. I'm a thug at heart, man. Really. In my lifetime, I did some crazy shit. You know. My son has no attribute of that at all. Why? Because I instilled in my son everything. I used to have a couple girlfriends, come over this and that. I used to never let the girls see with me and my son. Let's say this weekend I get my son. I tell the girl, yo, you gotta leave.
I'm crying.
because that's my time with my son, and I have to make him become a man that he became. You know, my son saved my life.
Or
Yeah, my son was my proxy. I
oh
was in a coma.
yeah, in your
My
yeah.
son, my oldest daughters, none of them could do nothing, but Markel. Markel had full control.
Yeah, that's a
One
fact.
time, they told me that he barred everybody from visiting me because it was too much pressure, and that's for me, day by day, instilling the right son. Oh man. So after what happened to me, he said to me, he said, "Your dad, you was right, because everything you say to me manifests itself." One day I took him to see my father, his grandfather, and my grandfather was dying. I mean, my father was dying. This happened like a year before that happened to me. So I told my son, I said, "Yo, my dude, if you see that I'm suffering, let me go
Mm-hmm.
to my Lord and my Maker. But if you see that there's fight in me, you fight for me." See, I'm getting ready to start crying because I get very emotional when it comes to that. And he did exactly what he was supposed to do. And I'm
Oh yeah.
here today doing this talk with you right now because of him. And God number one, but my son too. He was thrust with so much responsibility at the age of 21. I mean, grown folks couldn't even do the things that he did.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
Make you
he wants
proud.
to make you proud. So the question and the answer, even though I expanded a little bit, I think that the men, the young man needs some guidance, and this is why I do the job that I do. It's not for the pay. My reward lies with God and with these kids. And when I see them doing good, like when we got one kid, he's in Japan in the army. He calls me all the time. Kenny, what's going on? This and that. So that's the fruit of my labor. So we need more people like us doing the job that we do to go out there and speak to these kids, man. But these kids, they don't have no sense of direction. You could be a grandmother at 30.
That's a fact.
And this is what's going on out here, man. It's terrible, man. And especially as black men, we already got so much against us, man. We need to uplift and be together. We could never be together. Um, I give you an analogy. In prison,
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, hold on. Just want to make sure this is still recording. All right, we good.
in prison, a Spanish person come in. He might look in bummy, everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Within the end of the night, he gonna have cigarettes. He gonna have coffee. He gonna have everything. Why? Because they stick together no matter what. They don't see nothing up. Now, when a black man comes in there and another black man sees him, just try to shit on him automatically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stay away from him. Yeah, he's a bum. This, that. That don't make no sense. So until the young brothers realize that we need to stay together, got murders at 13. It's crazy out here, man.
Oh
And
yeah.
this is supposed to be our future. You know, I remember growing up, I looked at my mother, my uncles, my aunts. I'm in the position that they was in. My son is what I was, but far from me
Mm.
because he had me, because I taught him. His My sister took him to Orlando, Florida, to Disney World. We was all down there. And so when they got back, she said to me, "Oh, Wally, you raised a well-mannered son, and this and this and no." His mother, his mother did a good job with him, and this and that. She raised a real good man. I went upstairs with the girl that I was with, and I started crying because I was mad. I came back downstairs, and I said to my sister, "Don't ever tell me that again." because the only thing my mother gave him was some food and a roof over his head. I'm the one that went to the doctor. I'm the one that sat behind him in school for a week to make sure that he go to every class, this and that. So don't give nobody else the my glory.
That's
You
a
know what I'm
fact. I
saying?
put the work in.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, because that's what they always think, that the woman raises the no, I raised my son. Every aspect of it. I mean, I can't say she didn't, but
You said,
little.
said I took care of it.
Yeah, minute stuff. So
True.
that's what it is. But yeah, I appreciate you
Yeah, that's a fact,
coming
gang. You know
down,
what I'm about to
and
say?
and
Shoot.
it's all good, man. I love it, man. I love it, man. Educate. I hope one of the young brothers see this and take it from me, right? That 25 years in prison, came home, didn't look back, raised my son the way I needed to raise my son, and got 3 vehicles. I live for me every day. I'm just trying to reach out to the people. That's it.
And that's the closing statement.
That's the
Y'all tune in for the next episode. Thank y'all for watching Blunt Talk. I'm your host. See y'all next time.